All right, guys, today we're going to do the Waterway update. I believe it's number 4, so let's get into it here. All right, so the reason it's update number 4, I think he worked on the Waterway 5 days now. I missed a day that he was working. I didn't get video, he was working late. But anyway, yesterday, he was here with the county and the survey crew, and he put in, it had to be 13 or 14 hours yesterday, trying to get done before the rain. It has rained since. He brought the 1066 and the Farmall 140 down. So I'm assuming that he's done and has finished a large part of this waterway. I haven't been up yet, so I'm going to get on the four-wheeler here, and I'm going to find out with you guys and see how much progress was actually made yesterday. So let's go up there and let's see what it looks like. All right, I came up here for 2 reasons, not just to shoot this video for the waterway. The main reason I came up was to see here if I need to respray. This is, of course, you guys know is mare's tail, a lot of you. You can see this was the application. Now this is going on 2 weeks, and I'd say that this stuff is still alive. You see the top's real nice and green. Some of the bottom leaves are brown, but what I'm looking at is the stem. The stem's still green, so trying to decide whether I want to respray this bean ground again with a little more. With a little more, I would have thought after all those different herbicides I would have got it, but it did stun it. But over there you see all that green, that's all that stuff. Now I do have Saturday off, so that's what I'm wondering, if I shouldn't come back and hit this again before there's any beans planted. Still no planting done, but it is what it is, I guess. So I don't know. I don't think it got it, and that stuff is pretty tough, so we'll see. All right, on to the waterway. All right, so here in the 4th update, you can see some of the progress here. It looks like the netting is down. And yes, it has been seeded, so I do see some seeds. I don't know if this is, I should step this netting off to see if it is. Like I say, this finished project is supposed to be 30 feet wide. Helps when you have a size 12 shoe. So 1, 2, 3, I'll just count this off. Okay, the netting is about 20 feet the way it looks. I'm looking here, these are like little stakes. I just see metal there, but that's got to hold, something has to hold this down. I see he set some rocks on the sides as well. So yeah, the netting is down and it appears to be seeded. It looks like he put some, I don't know if that's straw material. I don't know enough about it. I don't know if that straw material was with the netting or rolled into the netting, or if he added that. I see the skid loader's gone. So he must be done here for a while. Is that all seeded, or is that weed seeds? Okay, so he put another one of these berms right here where it starts to go down. He had said he was going to do this every so often. There's one there, there's one down there, one down a ways further. And these berms, he said, are going to help push the water into the waterway. Just looking at it here, it might be hard to see on the screen, but it is really nice and sloped. It does have a real, everything here now has a real nice slope into this center waterway. Yeah, that'll work. He has that finished off real nice. It's flush with the rest of the field. I just did spray all this green will be going away. It'll be turning yellow soon. I finished that up the other night. It was just about dark, so this was the last section I had to spray, this whole area and then a little bit over there. So this is really sticky mud here. We must have got more rain overnight than I realized. So I want to watch where I drive. I don't want to go anywhere near this now, and when the guys come to plant, they can't go anywhere near it. They'll have to drive around. But if they have to get on that side, they can just go through the hayfield if they have to. But all right, let's drive down a little further and see what it looks like at the bottom. So there was some debate on one of my past videos about which model cat this was. It's actually a 963. So anybody that said 963 was correct. I did find the plate. I don't know why I didn't think to look there before, but 963 Caterpillar. So that's the model of that thing. All right, so we're here at about the middle. This is where I said the tree line was, and he made this berm. It looks like the netting is down to there. So yeah, that'll work. That's definitely a waterway. I mean, he has that slope pretty darn good. And over here, he made like an extra berm here to keep the water going that way, instead of washing down. Like if it would come down for some reason and get out over top and come this way, at least it's still gonna go that way. So that'll work. Let's go down a little bit further. I'm gonna stay on the four-wheeler just because that mud is so sticky and wet. So I didn't, it really must have rained last night, and I was really hoping they'd get this planted before that happened, but I guess it'll be a couple more days. But yeah, this is looking real good so far, and let's go down a little bit more. All right, I'm down on the other side of this. There is standing water here, but it's not as muddy here in the grassier area. So this okay, this trench is still the same. So this bottom part is probably pretty wet. He said he wanted to finish the top side first before he opened this trench to let water come through. So you see how he has the berm there, and he still has it coming over to there, and that little area is going to be finished off. So if we do get heavy rains, it is going to still bypass this, which should work out for him. We just need drier weather to be able to get in here. All these dirt piles that were out in the field now have been smoothed off, and he has it leveled out nice. He used the harrow and the 966, I'm pretty sure. It's all smooth and ready to plant. One thing I have to get some verification on is, I guess what I can do is start in the center of this trench and measure out 15 feet in either direction. And I could probably figure it out myself to find out where they can plant, where your end row of corn is going to be. I'm sure there's going to be some driven down, but I think I'd rather have them plant as close as possible and have him ruin a few sections than planting way out of the way and having all that wasted space all year for weeds and thistles to come up. So, because if I'll be spraying in crop then, and even if there's some areas that are driven down, some blank spots, I can still go through with the sprayer and keep it under control. That might be the plan. So yeah, that's where he's at now. This ditch here is not open, excuse me, yet, and it's going around the side there. So all right, let's go down further to the bottom. All right, we're at just about at the very bottom here. This is the only spot where it's not finished off yet as far as the piles being smoothed out or the berms installed, and that's fine. That's fine with me. It is so wet down here. There's a little bit of standing water from that rain. And this ground, to be honest, this section here, it's not very many acres from the tree line over to here and then out where it meets the rows that comes this way. I did spray it though the other night, and this ground is so poor right here. The last 2 years it hasn't done well. This area here is going to be a candidate for some more of that manure, and the reason I didn't put it on here was because of this project and what was going to be going on, and I figured this field would be a mess, and I didn't want to have him working around manure. I didn't want to waste any manure and have it too close here and then have it scooped up and dumped here or there. So but this will be the priority. The next load we get, whenever we can get it on, it's this area here. The ground is just poor. But anyway, you guys see the stones. And it looks like there's more stones here than last time. But all these stones are for the rock chute. There's a rock chute on the end of this. Yeah, and these plants, if everybody has their trouble weed, and these are mine. This rock chute is going to take some time, and it's going to definitely take some construction. All right, you can't see it with all the brush here, but this is the end of the waterway, and there's going to be a rock chute, basically the end of the line here where all this water discharges. There's a trench down in the woods here, and then it's not a flowing creek, it's not an actual creek on a map, but when it's raining heavy, it is flowing from the waterway through the woods down to a pond. But this rock chute here in the end is going to be like the last defense, I guess. It can't erode away, but it's just going to be a gradual dip down. That's pretty deep. If I'd stand down there, my head wouldn't be, I mean, it's over 6 feet to the bottom down there. So that's where these rocks come into play. He did ask the county, and I'm glad he did that. I think it'll save money on the project in the end. He did ask the county if he runs out of rocks, because he was worried how deep it was. He didn't want to have to build it up with dirt to get to the right dimensions, but he had asked the county if he could use some of the rocks that are piled here from years ago with the rock picker. There's a rock pile over on the other side of the farm. It's pretty high. There's a lot of rocks similar to this size. Now they're shale. Well, this is shale too, but this is the red shale, like from the fields, like this stuff. And they said it was fine. He can use that. So he can line the bottom with the field stones and then come back with this. And I don't quite know where the 2B is going yet. So we're getting some progress here, definitely. Excuse me. Darn, it's cold. But as far as finishing it, we need a dry spell, a definite week or 2 weeks of warm weather and no rain. But hey, I'm glad he got this far, and I guess I'll come back with you one more summary here. All right, so to finish this summary off, you guys can see this is where I did that tillage from my tillage video. That video did really well. I was surprised, but no erosion there, nothing washed. So that's good, even though I went up and down like that. But this is the quickest way to wipe out those ruts. So that's done, and nothing washed from what he did. So it's just wet and soggy right now, but he's halfway finished here to that tree line, and then to finish it. So I want to thank you guys again for watching these update videos. Like I say, I really didn't think there'd be much interest in this Waterway project. I wanted to do it anyway, just because I wanted a video record of this project from start to finish and all the stages, just to see the condition and how it works out. And then for the future, in 20 years, you can see what the design was and figure out what was where. But thank you guys again for watching. Yeah, that should work. Everything there is pretty good. So all right, I have to go get ready for work. I want to thank you guys again for watching. So I'll come back with you on the next one.